Hey, welcome back. I'm Michael, aka Big Blue D on Twitch. I want to talk about something that I think um, it's kind of two different things, but they mesh well together or go together. So, yeah. Um, and I think it's a misunderstood concept, or at least, in a lot of people's eyes, I think they think about these things wrong. Um, one, one is um, there seems to be like this almost like a prejudice against online friends. For instance, like I don't know if you know what Xbox is or whatever, but um, you can talk online to people across the world, right? And if you talk to these people like every day or a few times a week at least, you start to get to really know them. Then you start maybe being friends, and then really really good friends, and then people like if you're like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm gonna meet so and so, and they're like, oh, who's that? And then you tell them like, oh yeah, well, they're my friend from Xbox Live or from PlayStation or whatever, or from Twitch, like whatever. And people look at you like, oh my god, what are you, crazy? Like, you don't know that person, why would you meet them? Like, um and that just, it baffles me, because okay, what's the difference, right, between meeting someone that you've talked to for months or even years, right? That you've gotten to know online or whatever, and going and like meeting someone at a bar that you talked to for maybe an hour, if that. Like, what's the difference? I'll tell you the difference. The one that's actually more stupid is the bar, because you don't talk to them for nearly enough time to get to know them. However, when you're talking to someone online over and over, you get a feel for the person. You start to know details of that person, so you really actually like form a valid basis of who they are. um I know I have, off the top of my head, I have at least four really 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 good friends that I met actually through Xbox. um and I have quite a few that I've never met, but I would meet in a heartbeat. Not just from there, but like Twitch, PlayStation, whatever. Um, and it's weird that people have that thought, that thought process, um, and yet other things that are like more less safe, I guess you could say. Um, they don't think twice. You know what I mean? It's just it baffles me. Um, Now connecting to this, um, people seem to have the wrong idea about streaming as well. I can't. Okay, so like I've said many times, like in my intro, I say, "Hi, I'm Michael, Big Blue D on Twitch. I'm a streamer. I stream on Twitch. I play games and I interact with my community." Um, it it really blows my mind how misrepresented streaming is. Like, and I admit I'm guilty of it. When I first started streaming, my thought process was, ha, I get to just sit and play games and be paid for it. Like, this is easy. Like, this is the easiest job in the world. Who wouldn't want to do this, right? Um, and then I tried doing it. It is a lot of work. For me, who I don't have like the PC and like the alerts and you know the out the, what are they called, overlays, like all these things. It's hard as hell. Um, you have to network. I mean, really network. If you want your channel seen by anyone, or at least enough people to make any money, you have to network your ass off. Um, Scheduling. If you think you're just gonna get on and stream whenever you feel like it, like randomly, um, and you're gonna grow your channel that way and make money that way, you're sorely mistaken. I don't care how funny you are, how good looking you are, like how charming you are. That's not gonna happen um, without at least the networking aspect. Um, and then you have like the schedule. If you make a schedule and you don't stick to it, like you stall out quickly. So you have to make a schedule. You have to stick with it. You have to stream for a minimum of 3 hours, whether you're into the game or not. Like it's really the only way like to get views. I mean you could. I have had 2 hour streams that were okay, but anyone who thinks they're gonna do it for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, like you're fooling yourself. Um, you have to. So like yeah, networking, schedule. Um, you have to be able to talk and carry on conversations, even if there's nobody there. Like I can't tell you how many times I've had no viewers, right? Like no one's in the channel, but I have to pretend that there are. I have to actually have conversations to nobody because this way, if someone does come into the chat, they're not turned off like, oh, this guy doesn't say anything, or no one's here, so I'll just find a channel that does. Like you have to be able to engage when there's no one there to engage. Do you know how hard that is? It sounds easy. It does. It sounds, oh, well, just talk. Even if no one's there, that doesn't sound so bad. Try doing that for like an hour. Try talking for an hour straight. Trying to not only like keep yourself entertained, but also be entertaining on the off chance someone's like hopping into your channel at that point and watching for an hour straight, even if nobody is there. It is ridiculously tough. It's you also have to like take into account equipment and having the right equipment for the job. Like I stream directly from my console at the moment, and that's super hard to do because most people, they want alerts, they want overlays, they want cool sound effects, song requests to be able to play in the background while I'm streaming. um I have none of that. I have none of that. I have me, myself, and the game. That's it. I have basic shout out commands for people that like donate or, raid me or whatever. But that's it. Like, and the people that that have the PCs and all that, they're constantly working on their equipment and upkeeping it and improving it and trying to get it to work just right, to improve the experience for their viewers. It's really insane the work that goes into it. Now, add in if you have a job or if you're going to school, um, like balancing the two of them. And you might think, oh, why don't you just stop streaming then? Like, no, like don't be stupid. Nobody likes stupid people. Okay, so um, so yeah, like it just it blows my mind, and I can't tell you how many people when I told them like oh yeah, well this month I made 200 and something bucks or whatever. I can't tell you how many people like or some of my friends were like, oh, I'm gonna start streaming now, and it's like I think they thought it was just gonna come to them. You know what I mean? That they didn't have to like work for it, and that's just not the case. That's not how it works. You can't just be like, I'm a streamer now. Like I'm a streamer and I'm gonna make money. Like no, you actually have to work at it. Um, I'm an affiliate. I've been an affiliate since December of last year, I believe. Um, which means I can get paid, and I have, a few times. Um, but now they're adding ad revenue for affiliates, which before you could only have with partners, and that's cool. So that helps a bit, but if you think that like this is gonna be your main source of income, and you're not gonna do any of the things I talked about, the networking, uh, the equipment or whatever, the engagement, the schedule, not gonna happen for you. It's not. It's just not. But I'm just sick of these people, man, that hear the word streaming and think it's just playing video games with like no real work behind it. It blows my mind. It really does. Um, but yeah, so that's really it. That's all I wanted to vent about. So I will catch you on the flip side. Um, remember, I'm going to be trying to do this probably once or twice a month now, instead of every week, at least for now. So I apologize for the space between episodes. I do want to get out more as many as possible, so I will be working on that. So treat others the way you want to be treated. A blessed blue day.